Hey guys, how the hell are ya? Coming at you from the Toka in Round Rock, Texas. I wanted to talk to you guys about my favorite album from last week, August 25th through August 31st, 2019. This is Album of the Week number 2. And last week we had a lot of new releases come out. Some were more higher profile than others. Some were definitely a lot better than others. We had bands wide-ranging all the way from like Visions of Atlantis and Tarja to Entombed AD, to Witch Vomit. Imperium Decadence came out with a new album. Sons of Apollo came out with a live record. But really there can only be one album of the week, and amongst all of the records that came out, it would be Necronautical's Apotheosis. Holy shit, this record was fucking phenomenal. It's epic, it's grandiose, it's a little bit symphonic black metal, very much in the same vein of bands like Anorexia Nervosa, Karak Angren, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, and maybe a little bit of slightly older school Dimmu Borgir in there too. Definitely heavy on the riffage, the vocals very, very high-pitched and just awash in this kind of cavernous reverb that just lends itself to making the music even darker. And, I mean, it comes across really, really cool. Lots of really fantastic songs on this record. I don't think there's any filler to be found on this record whatsoever. It starts off really, really awesome with that great song, All Is Vanity, that's just full of really killer riffs, actually has a very kind of catchy sort. I don't think you can call it a chorus, maybe like some sort of pseudo bridge that has the title of the song in it. But all the same, it's still extremely catchy. Definitely very, very hooky and pleasing to the ear. Other songs on the record just tend to rely super duper heavy on just sort of epic black metal riffage. Not something that's chords held and held and held and tremolo picked and tremolo picked and tremolo picked forever and ever and ever, like a lot of great bands like Marduk and Dark Funeral do, but more actual angular riffage. Stuff that you would maybe find on an Emperor record or even on an Abath-era Immortal record. Stuff that the riff itself is what captures your attention. Songs like Lure of the Abyss has a lot of great examples of this right from the opening riff. And all the while, we're treated to these kind of symphonic, atmospheric landscapes that are never super in your face like you would find them on a Dimmu record, but more of just kind of like just slightly underneath the guitars, pushing everything up and into the mix, so to speak. It's more like the keyboards and the string sections and the choir sections just kind of push everything up. It's not something where they ever take center stage so much. Well, no, that's kind of an error right there. There is some moments where they take center stage where you get these really cool kind of choir-laden bridge sections, such as like the single Nihil Sub-Soul Novum, I believe is what it's called. There's definitely these little pockets here or there where the choir kind of just kind of comes in out of nowhere and pushes that vocal melody up. The vocals kind of cut back a little bit to less of a black metal demonic shriek and more of sort of an ethereal, ghostly sort of tone. Almost clean singing, but not quite in that territory yet. But all in all, this band from the UK, this foursome from the UK, have crafted just kind of an incredible atmospheric, symphonic black metal record that is just really, really easy to get into, and I love it, and that's why it's obviously my pick for Album of the Week. Special mention, or rather dishonorable mention, I should say, we got to talk about the elephant in the room. There was a record that a lot of people have waited a long time for that came out this week. I am, of course, talking about Tool's new record, and you know, it is what it is. It's a Tool record, but it's not the best Tool record. One good song, that being the next to last song, Tempest, which is a classic up there with the band's greatest songs, if you ask me, doesn't save the album for me from being something that's just kind of boring, for lack of a better description. I don't know how a band like Tool can manage to be boring, but they somehow figured it out after 13 years. So that's it for me. That's all I've got. If you like this record, you know, that's awesome. If you've never heard of this band and would like to check it out, link is going to be in the description below. I would definitely highly recommend giving it a listen. I apologize if you disagreed with me on the Tool record. There again, it's just my personal opinion. It's not a bad record, just not doing it for me like their older material did. So, but this new Necronautical album, man, this sucker is just fantastic, and I would definitely recommend giving this band a shot, especially if you like this sort of extreme metal.